Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse King Shark from the Suicide Squad. And if you've been watching my reviews of this wave so far, my reviews have been a bit lukewarm. I didn't expect to, between this and the Snyder Cut wave, I didn't expect to prefer the Snyder Cut wave. I just think the fun factor has been there more with those figures than the Suicide Squad characters so far. But let's put this guy together. He seems, at first glance to be maybe the most complex assembly of a Build-A-Fig so far, but the legs are easy. That's all in one piece here. And you can see inside, so these shorts are a soft material, and the legs theoretically can move, but these shorts are so fitted and tight and thick that I don't think movement is going to be, I don't think we're going to have a lot. I'm trying to look up in here and I can see that there is a knee, but it's so far up there that it's going to have a heck of a time getting any movement out of those knees at all. The legs have some lateral movement, but once that tummy's in there, it'll be hard to tell. I kind of want to loosen these up, these joints up a little bit as much as I can before I assemble it, just so moving it around as the big finished piece will be a bit easier. Really nice ankle joints. They do great ankle joints like this on like Devastator and these bigger figures. They work really well. So I think the first piece is this stomach abdomen piece, and it's got clearly marked up and down on here. I gotta say, just holding these pieces, this thing feels really high quality. It feels really nice. That goes on there very smoothly and securely. So it seems like we're off to a good start on the QC and just the ease of assembly here. So we got a few pieces that line up on his front and back of his torso here. I think it's just as simple as that. That goes together like so. This is the his chest here. It feels kind of the cheapest, lightest plastic compared to the rest of it. Everything else feels very sturdy. Wow, this guy's huge. This guy is freaking huge. Man, you don't quite see it until you get that up there on top of there, just how big this guy is. Wow. Arms on, is again moving these to give him a little bit of loosening up before I'm dealing with a huge, these arms are, these big oversized Build-A-Fig arms have been very stiff in the past, and this is smooth. So, oh, and instead of that ball, it's got this kind of notched peg that goes in here. So I highlight things like this moving so smoothly and easily just because they've had QC issues in the past, and I really do think that they listen to complaints and try to resolve issues like that. But it's an iterative process. It just, they have to work it out through over the course of waves, which we gotta meet them with some amount of understanding, as long as they're making a good faith effort to fix shit. And the head is going to be the last piece. It's on this kind of long bent peg. Wow. This thing is really massive. Huge arms. Really sharp looking. Let's just start moving around. Oh, shit. I didn't have one of the arms in there all the way. And of anything, I think the arms are maybe the loosest in the final assembly. But anyway, we're just moving this head around, right? It's pretty satisfying feeling of when you're moving the head around. Doesn't quite get right or left that much, but I mean, sharks don't really move their head right and left that much. Mouth was a bit stiff at first, but now it's nice and smooth, and that's really fun. Great movement on the arms. Single bicep with elbow rotation, rotation on the hands, wrists. Man, this guy's really fun to move around. I mean, he doesn't have a huge range, not that we expected him to, and not that his design lends him to having a lot, but great movement in the waist. Not necessarily forward, no, very little crunch forward. Are we surprised? But side to side is nice. I don't know, I know a lot of people aren't thrilled with this design of King Shark, and you expected the, or would have preferred the big muscly guy, but I think this has so much personality and is like just really amusing and interesting and unique. I mean, it's just, he's got this silhouette that just, you know, no other character has, which is what I like in a character design. So yeah, this guy's not gonna do much of any walking, I can tell you that. Like, the shorts are just too tight. Maybe give him a wider stance, leg stance, but it's, I mean, the character design lends itself to the kind of smaller, more subtle body movements of a shark, you know, except for having big arms, obviously, but so he's not going to be doing any Spider-Man stuff. But I mean, he's heavy as all hell. He's really satisfying to move around. Looks huge, and looks just really impressive. The paint is pretty nice. You know, they could have gone to, I mean, this wash here, this sort of spray for the coloration of his underbelly is looks really good. I mean, they cut, and they've got this wash on the shorts where they've basically hit every single square of that design, which looks good. Doesn't quite, I mean, match the pattern of the shorts that he wears in the movie, but of course they've got a solo release gold label King Shark with some slight, the shorts are a better match. He's got blood on his mouth, and I'll be looking at that one once it's available. Here's how he sizes up with everyone else in this wave. As you can see, very substantially sized, much taller and wider than everybody else, and cuts a far different profile than everyone else. See how he stacks up next to some other Build-A-Fig and oversized figures, obviously considerably larger than Darkfather, and probably more plastic, honestly, than the Steppenwolf, which wasn't even a Build-A-Fig. That was just a straight up mega fig. But let's also look at, I mean, he really is as big or bigger than Bane, which is pretty substantial, obviously. So you know, when this King Shark gets a standalone $40 gold label release, I mean, the value as far as just the amount of plastic, I'd say it's the best so far on the oversized figures. And as far as being a Build-A-Fig, which is, you know, these solo releases were $25, which is $5 more than normal retail, which means you get this, if you collect the whole wave, you get this King Shark for an extra $20. That's a pretty substantial value, I would say. $40, that's a bit of a hefty price for this, but $20 as a Build-A-Fig is phenomenal. This thing is pretty rad. So there's the complete Suicide Squad wave, and the movie's not even out yet. So what I want to do is, I'm going to, in a couple weeks, once I've actually seen the movie, I'm going to do one more kind of wrap-up video with all of these, look at these all one more time, and with maybe a little spoiler talk about the movie too, for everyone that is able to see it at that point. So I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.